Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Yesterday was the final episode of Superman and Lois Season 1. So today we have my review of the season. When Superman and Lois was announced, I was interested, but not excited by the series, as I had seen what Superman was like on the other CW shows, and I didn't enjoy that version of Superman, for many reasons. The blue heat vision, the suit looked very cheap, and to be totally honest, I wasn't sold on Tyler Hoechlin as Superman. However, after I saw the first trailer for Superman and Lois, I became very excited for this series. The budget was clearly bigger, and it looked like they took a lot of time to create a good story. Before the first episode, I thought the quality was going to be better than the previous CW shows like Supergirl and The Flash, but I didn't expect it to be as good as what it was. It was the perfect introduction to this new story, and I quite liked the calmer tone it had. It wasn't packed full of action, it was taking its time to develop this world and new characters. We saw the struggles Clark and Lois were going through with their two kids, Jonathan and Jordan, which I don't think you would see as much in a film. I loved Kent Farm as the family's location and seeing the struggles in Smallville. I liked how later on in the series we were given a full episode on how Clark and Lois fell in love. It was nice to see the family dynamic of Jonathan being the athletic one who starts as the powerful brother, and Jordan being the one who struggles to fit in society and has all these mental struggles, but then becomes the one with the superpowers. The relationship really developed well over the series, with both accepting who they are. I'm hoping that in Season 2 we will see Clark teaching Jordan to use his powers. We did see in the final episode that he can fly now, so I'm hoping the writers will use that momentum to really develop Jordan into a superhero. The CGI was really good for a series of this size, and especially for a CW show. But I guess that does happen when you get an increased budget from HBO Max. There were a couple of times I thought the CGI looked a bit off or a bit obvious that it was a smaller budget than a blockbuster film, but that's always going to happen when you have a certain budget for 15 episodes. And it didn't bother me at all. This show is definitely a Superman straight from the comics, with the original suit making an appearance, which was a nice callback to Superman's comic book debut. I like having different interpretations of our favourite characters, so to have a contrast of Superman stories with Henry Cavill's Superman and Tyler Hoechlin's Superman is a really enjoyable thing to see. Both I love, and for different reasons. I really think people have to stop comparing these two Superman stories, because they aren't telling the same story, but both are accurate and good interpretations of the character. We just need to appreciate both for what they are and see how lucky we are to have them. One of my favourite scenes from the entire season was when Jordan was trying to hold back his heat vision on the football field, and Clark let him release that pain by firing the heat vision into Clark's hands. And you could see Clark was in discomfort. It's not only such a Superman thing, but it also displays how much love Clark has for his family. Now on to the things I didn't like about the series. One thing that did bother me unfortunately though was the new suit. Now I've seen quite a lot of praise for this new suit, but I didn't like it. Don't get me wrong, it was definitely an upgrade from the previous suit, but I still wasn't a fan. The muscle padding was very obvious, and I thought it looked quite cheap in all honesty. I liked the colours, but the material used didn't match the quality of the rest of the show for me. I would have preferred a suit that fits Tyler better, because every time I saw him in the suit, it just looked really off. Another thing was how many episodes there were. A lot of them were really good, but I think they could have maybe cut it down to 10 episodes, but all 1 hour long. There were some parts of episodes that I felt just didn't need to be there, or scenes were drawn out because they didn't have enough time to complete another part of the story in the amount of time left in the episode, but they still had like 10 to 15 minutes left of the current episode. Now this wasn't every episode, but there were a couple of episodes that I felt were dragged out for me. So those are the only negatives I can think of for the show. There were a lot of scenes that did remind me of Man of Steel. And in the last episode of the series, there was this one particular shot that reminded me so much of Batman v Superman, where Superman is floating in space, and they did the same thing with Steel in the final episode. That's not a complaint. As many of you know, I love Snyder's DC films. And so to see a Superman series that gives a lot of nods to that film, for me, is a compliment to Zack Snyder and his DC films. But seeing those comparisons of Superman and Lois to Man of Steel can't help me wish for a Superman series like this, but with Henry Cavill's Superman. Every time I watch these episodes, I keep on thinking I would love to see like an 8-episode season of Henry Cavill's Superman and Amy's Lois Lane, and telling the story of Superman after Justice League 3, where those two begin a family of their own with Bruce Kent growing up on Kent Farm. Because in Justice League 3, the child Clark and Lois would have been named after Bruce Wayne, who sacrificed himself to save Lois. So as much as I love Superman and Lois, and I want to see a second season, I also want to see a Henry Cavill Superman series, because I think it would be so good as well. I have a planned out idea of how I would like that series to go, so let me know in the comments if you want to see a video on that. I was very impressed by Superman and Lois, and I can't wait for season 2. As we know from the final episode, John Henry Irons is reunited with his daughter from his Earth, which we thought was all destroyed by an evil Superman. So they have set up the next season, and I believe the main villain for season 2 will be the evil Superman, who somehow was able to follow Steel's daughter to this Earth. So what did you think of Superman and Lois? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. I hope to see you here again soon. So until then, have a great day. Bye.